Hey YouTube, this is my second video and I wanted to talk to you today about the choice of eating good food. Eating healthy is kind of common sense to most of us, but we don't do it. We know that the stuff we eat is bad for us, but we kind of just ignore it because it's a lot easier and it's pretty convenient, and you can trick yourself into thinking you're eating healthy when you're actually not. So I'm not going to lecture you about vegetables because I'm going to tell you a secret, and that's I hate vegetables. I don't like them. They're disgusting. I've hated them since I was a kid. But when you grow up and you learn about them, you start eating them just because that's what you need, and it's the best fuel for your body, and you're not going to put crappy fuel in a really nice car, so why would you put crappy food into a body that you want to last a while? A lot of the things I've been looking at are available on Netflix, so they'll be available to you guys, and that's what I'll try to do the most, is make it available for everyone. Because knowledge shouldn't come at a price. You shouldn't have to pay tuition just to learn something. So the first video I want to talk to you about is about Jamie Oliver. You may know him from, he's got like 1 billion Cooking Network shows going on, but I don't watch TV, so I haven't seen any of them in a while. But when you go on Netflix, you go into TED Talks, and he is one about the amount of sugar that we're putting in our kids' food. So like school lunches, pre-packaged things that we send in our kids' lunch. And it's insane the amount of sugar that they're giving us. And that started what became this. Is that video made me think about what I'm actually eating. And it's not okay to just put stuff in your mouth and not know what it is. It's not okay that I know that high fructose corn syrup is bad, but I don't know why. And most people don't. So I think it's important to remember that it is your choice to learn this stuff, and once you learn it, it's kind of hard to unlearn it. So if you don't want to know, then don't look it up, but if it's interesting to you, then I encourage you to look it up as much as possible and to message me, because I'm always down to talk about it, and I don't know a whole lot. I've never known anything about nutrition. I've never eaten healthy before, and this is all new to me, and I want to take you guys with me. Then the second video I want to talk to you about, it's actually the second and third, because one's a sequel of the other, and it's called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, and it's basically a weight loss story about a guy named Joe Cross and how he learned that the medical problems he was having was related to being overweight and not eating proper nutrients. It was through that video that I learned that the reason I'm hungry all the time is because I'm hungry all the time, and I learned about the size of your stomach and the amount of food you put in it versus calorie-wise. So I think you should definitely give that one a watch, and if you guys have comments or anything like that, definitely send them in to me, because I love to read what you guys have to say too. The third video I want to talk to you about is it's more dry, I suppose, than the other two. It's called Forks Over Knives. And I found it incredibly interesting, and it was the most informative one I found so far. And it has Dr. Colin Campbell and, sorry, I can't say this guy's name, Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn. And they are two scientists that have, or they're nutritionists, I suppose, that's a type of science. But it's, they've been looking into the links between obesity and basically food-related disease. And in the video, it's a pretty big claim, but they state that 80% of all diseases, or food-related diseases, are curable by eating the proper diet of nutrients. And the problem that we're having is that nobody knows, because the people who are supposed to be telling us what we're supposed to be eating through the Canada Food Guide and stuff, apparently they're not doing a very good job. Now, I'm going to leave that up to you to decide. That's why I'm not talking too much about any of these videos, is because I just want to expose them to you. I don't want to change your opinion of them. And if you think they're garbage, tell me they're garbage, because some of them might be. And I think it's important to have peer review, or how else are you supposed to learn anything? In Forks Over Knives, they also touch on the consumption of meat and how in America we eat meat all the time. Like, we have it every meal. For breakfast, we have bacon and sausage. For lunch, we have a hamburger. And then for dinner, we have steak or ribs and stuff like that. And meat consumption is not entirely, it's not bad. At least I don't think it is. That's my opinion. But I think the amount we're eating is probably a lot more than we need to, especially after watching the last video posted down there is called Vegucated, and I'm going to give you guys a warning because I'm an animal lover, and that movie really bothered me. I don't think people should not eat meat, but I also don't think that means that our farms have to be brutal to the animals that are on them. So this is where being a consumer comes into play, because you have a choice in these markets, but everybody feels like we don't because there's so many of us. But if every one of us decided that we were going to buy meat that was from a farm that was humane to their animals, the other companies, they would go out of business. But those companies, they have such a large monopoly on the market. What are we supposed to do about it? And it's really hard when you don't have a whole lot of money, because it takes money to buy organic food and all that stuff. So I think the most important thing is that we need to find a way for everyone to eat better food and be able to afford it. Because if we can't afford better food, then it's just going to cost us money in healthcare anyways. So in conclusion for this video, definitely give those 4 things posted in the descriptions, give them a watch. I think it's really important that we care about what we put in our body. And if we never give it a chance for people to explain to us what's happening, and if we don't keep an open mind, there's no way for us to evolve into a world where things are better, where depression's not so bad and people get along. And that's a world that we all want to live in.